Hello. I'm wondering if anyone is here with us. You can write in the comments if you can see this. I just tried to update the link. Hoping that maybe it worked. I have a few people saying that they cannot see it still, so I'm going to just post for people to refresh the link and hoping that works. I apologize. Okay. Okay, hello. Oh, we have all these people coming on. Thank you. All right. I'm going to wait a few minutes just so that we can get as many people on, and then I will go through the presentation that I have. It's brief, and then, yes, I am. Thank you all for who emailed me to let me know that things were not working. I had it set to private, but I changed it to a public link now. So thank you very much. And I apologize that that did not work right away. Okay, so we're just going to wait. I'm going to give people just a couple of minutes to get on. And at about 5 past, in about 3 more minutes, we can get started. We have about 26 people watching right now. Right. Okay. Right. We're getting up there in numbers of people coming on to see. I apologize that I did not have the link shared as public to start. I didn't realize, I thought maybe I could just share it privately with you, but I guess that is not how it works. This is new for me. I'm trying to do it this way, but I wanted to make sure that we could get as many people on as possible. And at the time that I scheduled it, we were restricted on our Zoom licenses, but I'm hoping to be able to schedule more of these meetings so that people can ask questions, because this is how we're starting the year. So I want to be able to make sure that people have options for how we are communicating. So good evening. Thank you all for coming. And we're just going to wait 1 more minute and then we will get started. Okay. Okay, hello. Thank you, everyone. All right, so I'm going to get started. And just so you know, I will come back to this screen, but I cannot see the questions when I'm going to my share screen so that I can go through the PowerPoint. So any questions that you post, I'm going to have to come back to. So here we go. All right, so welcome. Oh, what a way to begin the school year. So here we go. We're at our first town hall meeting, which I expect I'll be having more of these. Well, if I can say anything about Shoemaker School is that we are in this together. And this learning together, even when we're apart, really stood out to me as I was putting this presentation together, because that is what will happen. And we are going to figure this out with you, and we recognize that each of us comes with different worries and different questions about what's going to happen this school year. But our ultimate goal is learning. But really, to start the year, we want to build relationships with your children. So in March, when we left school, the teachers had the luxury of knowing your children. They had been in class with them since September, and they had those relationships established. This year, we have students walking into classrooms with staff that they may have never seen before. So our number one priority has to be making your children feel comfortable and letting them know who their teachers are and who's in their classroom with them. So we are going to be holding a material and supply pickup. I shared this, and I know that it was probably very overwhelming and confusing. And so I'm going to go through it right now to try to better explain it. But I've asked every teacher to send a personalized letter specific to your child, including what their email address is and what their schedule will be for their classroom. So that is coming. If they're not coming by tomorrow, they will be there by Monday. But for next week, starting on September 16th, we will have an online orientation, which will be on the Schoology platform, but we'll also be using Zoom links to get people oriented, since that's something many people are familiar with from the spring. So our first day of supply and material pickup will be held from 8:30 to 11 o'clock, and is for rooms 101, 102, 103, and 125. Your child's teacher will be reaching out, but if you do not know their homeroom, please do not hesitate to contact me. So on September 16th, it is our grade K and our pre-K through 1 coach classrooms. And I extended the time, I changed the time from 9 o'clock to 8:30 because I realized that we were asking people to be in 2 places at once. Many of you have children in other grades, and so it would be very difficult for you to have them online at 9 o'clock and here picking up at the school at 9 o'clock. So I've extended the time to be from 8:30. And if that does not work, please reach out to me. We will make every accommodation possible so that your child is able to come and see who their teacher is and face to face and pick up their supplies. So we will work with you. On Thursday, the 17th, we have our grade 1 classrooms and our K-2 coach classrooms. On Friday, the 18th, we have grade 2 and our 1-3 coach classrooms. On Monday, September 21st, we have our grade 5 and our grades 3-5 coach classrooms. And on Tuesday, September 22nd, we have grades 3 and 4. So again, this is for the material and supply pickup. On that day, students will not be going online with their teacher. On the day they come to pick up their materials and supplies, that is it for that day. The other days, the teacher will have an online orientation from 9 to 11. This is a little different for kindergarten. There'll be a 1-hour session for each AM and PM kindergarten class, and that is outlined specifically in the letter that you will be receiving via email, we hope, and we will mail them out if we do not have your email address, or I will be giving you a call to try to find your email address. I'm very thankful for everyone that gave their email addresses. Mrs. Fallon has been working diligently to get all of that updated in eSchool, so we have the best contact information for you. Beginning on September 23rd, this is what their overall schedule looks like. Again, though, your child's teacher will be sending you a letter, and in that letter, you will see the times for your child's classroom that each of these content areas are scheduled for. So it will be very specific to when your child will be doing what. All students will have brain breaks built in, and this will be an opportunity for like some sort of bio break, or for, a snack. As you can see, we are in learning in grades 1 through 5 from 8:15 to 1:15. And at 1:15 is when students are scheduled for lunchtime. Because of that, I am thinking many of our children will want to eat a pretty big snack at their brain break time. I do not have the exact information about where lunch distribution sites will be, but I believe there will be a lunch distribution site either here at Shoemaker or very close to Shoemaker for families to pick up lunches. And if you do not live near Shoemaker, there will be many lunch distribution sites around the city, and I will share all of those locations as soon as I have them. My understanding is families will be invited to get multiple pick up multiple meals during those pickup days. So you can see that we are still focusing on content. So we're doing reading, math, science, but also added to the schedule this year for all students is a morning and a closing circle. And this is part of our new Caring Schools curriculum that really focuses on social emotional learning. So we are learning about this, but we are taking the time to really get to know your students. We have classrooms that have been practicing some of this for a few years, but this is now a requirement for all students. So we're going to be starting the day like this and ending the day like this. If you've had some students, sometimes we have some classrooms that end with like a tell me something good. We will, be having that closing circle time in all classrooms. For students in self-contained classrooms, the schedules may look a little different. We are using teachers and paraprofessionals to support students in self-contained classrooms for as much of the day as possible in either one-to-one or extremely small group settings in an effort to give your child as many opportunities as possible. In general, in all of our classrooms, we're trying to use small groups as much as possible so that we're able to hear student voices and they're able to engage with their peers and with the teachers that support their classrooms. So, as I said in my welcome letter, which was quite lengthy and perhaps a bit confusing, but we are using Schoology as our learning management system this school year. This will be the one place you can go for all of your information. And I know right now I'm still posting things on Dojo and the Shoemaker Facebook PTO page, but once we get up and running, I really hope we can get everyone into Schoology, parents included. So parent access codes will be coming for you to sign up. You're going to be able to monitor everything that your children are doing. You'll be able to see what they're doing, but not go in and alter anything necessarily in their account. That's what their login will be for. And that learning management system will be one place that assignments will be, Zoom links will be, online resources such as ST Math will be there, related service provider links, so speech and PT and OT, those links will be available in Schoology. You can message teachers through Schoology. You can get a school updates through Schoology. There will be a calendar in Schoology. We're hoping to create a PTO group in Schoology, a parent group where resources will be kept. So we're really hoping to have one place that you're going to be able to go. And we're still working on getting all of the student sign-ons ready, but as soon as they are ready, I will share that information with you. We have a number of short videos that have been made. I don't know if you've seen the videos that talk about how to set up the computers, but that same team has made a number of videos. They're from Lynn Classical, and they're doing a great job of making short, clear, concise videos to support you in how to use Schoology. And so this is a learning process for all of us, which brings me to the next slide. As we begin the 2021 school year, we ask you for patience, flexibility, and grace. We know this is not going to be easy for anyone. Teachers have been in since last Monday, and every day feels like there's something new that they're learning. I said yesterday in a faculty meeting that I could tell by the looks on their faces that they were at their saturation point, and I was just presenting more information. But I knew that they care so much, and that's why they were making those faces, and that they were worried, and they want to make those connections. We know that this is going to be so hard. No one went to school to learn to be education for how to be an online educator. There's no playbook out there that gives us the answers. Everyone is doing things a little differently. We are lucky here to have a great supportive staff who are willing to step in and do whatever it takes. But again, we need you to understand that it's not going to be perfect, and that we are likely to make mistakes, and we will learn from those mistakes. For at least 3 years now, the Shoemaker School has been focused on the growth mindset. And we tell our students that mistakes are proof that you are trying, and we ask that you think about that as we embark on this new journey. We know it won't be perfect, but we are going to listen to you. We are going to ask for your feedback, and we will make changes based on what that feedback is. But we need to try to get things going so we can see what works and what doesn't work. We're doing this in a new way that no one has ever done before. I keep saying to the teachers, the one benefit of us knowing that we're remote until at least the end of November is that we don't have to change and think about a new model in 3 or 4 weeks. We are in this for some time. So we are going to figure out what the best way to do things is, and we will work with you and make adjustments as needed. I always share my contact information, and I encourage you to contact me. I will try my very best to get back to you as soon as possible. And if I do not respond, please don't hesitate to contact me again. Mrs. Fallon is very good at leaving me messages to call people back. I try to go through my email at night right before I go to bed so that I make sure that I hit every single email that I needed to return. So please don't hesitate to call, to ask questions, and to find out, what the answers are that will best support your family. Okay. All right. So here we are. Questions. I see one question: an alternate day or time if we're not able to pick up during the time slot assigned. Yes, please reach out to me and we will come up with another day or time for you to be able to pick up. What other questions do people have that I might be able to answer? You can type them right into the chat. If you think you have a personal question that would be better answered via email, I'm happy to try to do that at that time as well. Yes. So so our K-2 logins are not ready yet. So I know that there's been a lot of questions about the K-2 logins, and even some of the 3 to 5. I don't know that they're perfectly aligned yet with Schoology. So we are working on that, and they will be ready before Wednesday. So students will all have an Office account, which will be, connected to for them to be able to use Microsoft Word and PowerPoint and those kind of things when the teachers are putting those assignments into Schoology. And we will, they will also use that same email address to log on to Schoology. So I think that once we get things set up, we're going to encourage people to save those as a bookmark so that you can go back and access those. Schoology videos are going to be coming. We're holding off on putting those out publicly until the accounts are ready, because we expect that there'll be a lot of questions if people try to start logging on and the accounts are not ready. So the videos will be out by Wednesday, by Tuesday afternoon, so that people can try to log on. But the teachers here at Shoemaker are sending out Zoom links so in the welcome letter that they're sending out, there will be a Zoom link and a password. And so you can just go to zoom.us to join that meeting. Even if you can't get onto Schoology yet, you can at least join that meeting. So children at other schools with different pickup days. So Carmody's, feel free to contact me and we can talk about how we can best accommodate that, but we might just have to shift, if the students can't be on for the whole entire 9 to 11 time, we're going to be completely flexible about that. So that's a good question. There's a question about, will we need to be by the computers for the kids all day, or will they be able to work somewhat independently? So that is a great question. And I think that what we're going to find is that students, students at the beginning might need some more help, but I keep reflecting back on my own children and what it looked like for them in the spring. And my daughter was in preschool, and I can't say that I spent a lot of time monitoring her Zooms, and she frequently came out of there with some sort of product. So certainly I think to start, we're going to need some parent support, but there's going to be times that the teacher's giving a lesson, or that during ELA, I see very frequently that your child's probably going to be in a small group with a teacher, and they might not need you right there because the teacher's going to be engaging with them in that way. So I think it's going to be a little learning curve around that. I know one thing for my own home, and people don't have to do this, but I got headphones for my children so that they can, be near the adults that are supporting them, but still be able to listen and participate in that way. No online school on the day of supply pickup. Exactly. So the day of the supply pickup, they will just come to the school. Their teachers will be there. We have, the teachers are working so hard to put together all of the supplies that your children will need. We're sending workbooks home. We're sending notebooks home. We're going to teach them how to take some pictures of things if they need to when that time comes. And so, there will be paper and pencil tasks in addition to the things that they're doing on the computer. So they just will do that on the day of their supply pickup. The other 4 days, they'll be online. They're going to do getting to know you activities. The teachers are trying to come up with some fun things so that they can get to know the students. Like I said, back in March when we left, we knew all of our students so well. Teachers don't know these students. And there's that anticipation every year at the beginning of the year, I think, for every teacher. And, I feel it myself. And I never realized how much I enjoyed actually standing up and talking in front of everyone until I had to do it via Zoom. And it's not my favorite thing. But we're adjusting and we're making accommodations. So teachers have that anxiety of, okay, how does this year begin and how do we get to know our students? And so really, that's really going to be our focus. We want you to tell us about your child, and we are going to ask you for information, and we're going to ask you for feedback. And so you might be inundated with communication to start. And we know that it's going to be a lot, but we're just trying to figure out the best way to help everyone be successful in this model. Okay, so no letters. I do not believe any letters have gone out. A few teachers may have started sending letters, but letters will be sent out. And if you did not fill out the survey with your contact information, if you could do that, that will help us to get the letters out. But we are searching, we are finding emails for people. If you don't think we have your correct email address, please feel free to reach out to me, colellac@lynnschools.org, and I will update your email address in eSchool so the teachers have access to it, but we will keep on working. Bonnie, I know you're having an issue with that computer, and so I will email you and we can maybe touch base at some point, maybe tomorrow or at the beginning of next week, and I'm going to help you get that figured out. Students will be in remote learning for 5 days a week. So they will be in remote learning, that 8:15 to 1:15 for grades 1 through 5. Monday through Friday, and then kindergarten will be 8:15 to 10:30 in the AM class, or 11 o'clock to 1:15 in the PM class. And at 1:15, students are given a lunch time to 1:45. And then at 1:45 to 2:30, they're welcome to access art, music, and gym lessons that will be shared through Schoology. So they won't be live lessons. These lessons are going to be recorded by art, music, and gym teachers around the district, but they will be available for students on Schoology at 1:45 if they want to access those at that time. Some teachers might ask them to get on ST Math at that time. So there'll be different expectations. And please don't hesitate if your children are having trouble to reach out to the teacher or to reach out to me with anything. Okay, the remote, yes. The Remote Learning Academy, if you committed to the Remote Learning Academy, it is for the full year. The district has to pay a tuition for the full year for that. And so that is why Dr. Tutwiler asked for a full year commitment for families that were going that route. So there's a great question about the class switch. So we're going to have the teachers switch. So the thinking is that if students are going to be meeting with like a reading teacher or another teacher in their classroom, we're going to have the teachers switch locations. The students, our goal is to streamline as much as possible to keep them in one location online. So Zoom is one option. And Schoology also has a conferencing option built into it. And so I think most of the teachers are leaning to using Zoom because that's what many of our students and families are comfortable with, but that, that they might also use conferencing. But our goal is to have the teachers be switching. And so, maybe slight transition times between things, but for the most part, it will be the teachers moving. And if the students need to move, the teachers are going to make that move for them. They will physically, in a breakout room, you can just say, oh, okay, we're going to move you to this breakout room. And so the teachers will be able to do that. The students will just have to just kind of stay put at their screen. Yes, this is a great question. Related service providers are working with our teachers. We have wonderful related service providers. Related service providers are speech teachers, occupational therapists, physical therapists, and our school adjustment counselor. And they will be working with the classroom teachers to schedule those services. For kindergarten, we have talked about speech sessions maybe right at the end of their day, just because their day is so shortened. But if that is not going to work for your family, I encourage you to reach out. We want to try to maximize classroom time where possible. But the speech teachers in many classrooms will just be doing exactly what I just said. They're going to hop into a teacher's Zoom session, and the teacher's going to maybe they're already in breakout rooms, and the teacher's going to say, okay, I'm going to move the students who receive speech services to those rooms. And the related service providers will be reaching out because we will need families to sign teleservice agreements. Attendance. So attendance will be taken at the beginning of every single day. And then teachers will likely be taking attendance. There's that brain break time. And even, that brain break time is going to maybe look a little different on a day-to-day or from classroom to classroom. It might be that, teachers are playing music during that time and students are told to go to the bathroom and get a snack. It might be that the teacher puts on a yoga video. It's time for the teachers to take a little bio break as well, but everyone can still be engaged somehow. Maybe the videos are off and you're muted, but still present. And so then, the teachers during the next block of the day, we'll be looking, if somebody didn't come back on, then they'll be reaching out. One of the things that will be happening in the first few weeks of school is we're going to be making phone calls. So even to families that show up, we're going to try to be building those relationships and making some phone calls to families. That's a good question about a 3-year evaluation. I believe that they are still going to be trying to do testing remotely, and we will be in contact. And if I get more information about that, I will absolutely reach out. I will reach out. I've been trying to reach out to the kindergarten family. So typically I send the letter, but things were really, moving a little bit back and forth on what we were doing exactly. And so kindergarten students will be receiving a letter from the teacher, but feel free to email me for your exact time. All right, I think I covered the questions. Do we have any other questions? If a child is sick, how will they make up their work? So if they're sick, I would recommend letting the teacher know. You can send the teacher a message that the child is sick, and that we're going to be encouraging teachers to record at least like their whole group parts of their lesson. And that's something that we're going to be working on. So I'm going to ask for a little flexibility with that, but that they should still be able to access various parts of instruction, even if they're sick. So they might have to watch a video and then be able to do something, but there should be pieces of assignments that they would still be able to do. Any other questions? All right. If we do not have any other questions, I will absolutely be sending more messages out to you about when families are coming to the school for pickup, but your letters from your child's teacher will be coming. I've asked them to share a little bit about themselves so you can get to know them a little and share it with your child, and know exactly when their orientation day is, and have a Zoom link, which I feel like is a place of comfort for many of us, something that we know. And so that information will be coming, and we promise we will work with you, and we appreciate your flexibility and understanding as we all embark on something that we don't have any level of expertise in. And so we are excited to be back with your children in some capacity, but it certainly is going to be different. And so we're really, we want to maintain a high level of communication, and don't hesitate to, reach out if you have questions. Yes, so we can't, so videos, the Johnsons asked a question about how will we teach the students to get into Schoology. So we will show some videos. There are videos that are coming out that I will be posting on all the platforms possible, and they'll also be posted on Lynn Public Schools. These videos are already ready to go, but we are holding off on putting them out because the accounts aren't all ready for all the students. So many of our students will be able, already probably can get on, and I know some people have had success with that depending on their child's grade level, but that more information is certainly to come on that. And then the teachers will be spending time during that 9 to 11 orientation time, also making sure that students can get on, and then showing them some different things. There are, some ways that they can show them how to use a discussion poll or a discussion post, or how to use a poll. And so they'll be showing the students some of that during the orientation. All right, a couple more questions. This is a great question about open house sessions. We absolutely will be having open house. Clearly, it will be electronically. So our teachers recently all received Zoom licenses. So I'm thinking that many of our open houses will be held through that same avenue. I'll have a Title I open house where I present some general school information, and that will likely be held maybe through this like town hall, and then teachers will likely have check-ins during certain times. We're still working on that, and so that will be more information to come. So students will be receiving grades. As of right now, the federal government is still requiring assessments. And so as far as we know right now, MCAS will still happen in the spring. So students, obviously grading will look a little different because some of the things that we've done, it will be a little more difficult to do virtually, but we do plan on assessing students at the beginning of the year in terms of where they are in fluency and things like that. But again, like flexibility. And so when teachers want to do a fluency assessment, we encourage you to let your children try their best, and so that we can see, where we need to, support students. There's a question about speech therapy. So they're working on schedules for speech therapy, and the speech therapists and the teachers will be in contact with you about the exact number of sessions. I am available after 2:00 every single day. You feel free to call the school. I am frequently here very late into the evening, but please feel free to reach out. The Remote Learning Academy, nope, they're asking for a commitment right now. Dr. Tutwiler, I believe that closed today, that they were asking for a commitment for the Remote Learning Academy. And so you would need to be in contact with somebody today if that's something that you're planning on doing for the year. So this is the time to do the Remote Learning Academy. My understanding is that this will be the only opportunity to be able to do that for the school year. Okay. Doesn't look like we have any other questions. So I am going to end the broadcast, but again, encourage you to please contact me with any questions. Again, here is my contact information. So the Remote Learning Academy, someone just asked, the students will not be using Schoology if they're in the Remote Learning Academy. It will be different. It's a completely separate company that is running that. There is a Lynn representative, but it is completely separate from, they're still part of the Lynn Public Schools, but it is not going to be through Schoology. All right. Thank you all so much. And please do not hesitate to reach out with any questions that you may have. And I think I can actually post this afterwards so that everyone, even if they weren't here, could be able to see it. So, any questions you have, and the teachers will be in contact, and they are very excited to meet your children and get to know them. And we're looking forward to next week when we see people in the schoolyard again. It's very exciting for all of us. So thank you so much and have a good night. Bye-bye.